What if you do not actually exist? Can't get your head around that one, can ya? Well, don't worry, you're not stupid, probably. You're certainly not as stupid as a dumb gymnast, because they're all flipping idiots. In this video, I want to tell you about the possibility that you might not exist. At least not in the way that you think you do. And near the end, give you a cheat code to win at this video game called life. I'm going to bait your noodles so hard that by the end of this video, I could open your skull and use your brain as a football. And give you an existential crisis so large you're going to need to change your knickers.
There was a study that measured people's brain activity as to when they made a decision to press the button in front of them.
That's shocking.
What they found out was more shocking than death row.
The brain decided to press the button a substantial amount of time before the human registered the decision to consciously press the button.
So maybe the act of choosing something is itself just a game that the brain plays on itself to justify what it was already going to do, or what it was scripted to do.
Just like I script these YouTube videos for you. Perhaps we're all following a script with our lives.
It's funny, I actually scripted a comedy play about the birth of the dictionary. Yeah, it was a play on words. Which raises the question, is life scripted? Do we have free will? Or is life already mapped out for us? Do you ever get the feeling that you're being guided down a certain path in life?
Like the Truman Show. Like you suddenly find yourself at a crossroads and you have two decisions.
What does that remind you of? A computer game, right? Let me explain. A computer game is kind of mapped out cleverly to follow a narrative. However, when you're playing, it fluidly guides you through the storyline, whilst making you feel like you're the one making all the decisions. Now I hear you saying, yeah, but Jack, there's loads of things I do. I'm making decisions all the time. Oh yeah? Well, let me just break it down for you. You don't control your breathing, do you? Bet you are now I've mentioned it.
Breathe!
Trying to manually control your breath is annoying. We're not very good at it. And so we let the subconscious take over.
You are now breathing manually. Please don't stop. So you don't control your breathing or the function of your organs. You don't control the things you like or dislike. We judge those based on our feelings. We don't really control a lot of our feelings.
You don't control your likes or dislikes to a certain degree. You don't control going to sleep or waking up. You don't control when you need a crap or a wee. And you don't control when you need water or food.
Ad infra bloody nata. So if you're not all of those things, what even are you? Most of those things are automatic and not at least mediated by you consciously. Is there anything you do control? Not really, no. You don't control you, most of your bodily functions, or the external world. Animals are not able to be self-aware. We don't think. I mean, we're not able to know really, are we? However, octopus, octopi, octopus pie? What the hell are you talking about, man? Sounds like some sort of insidious Japanese game show. Whatever. Octopuses have been classed as sentient in the UK, which means that they are aware of themselves as a thing, experiencing the world as a thing. I mean, of course they are. They're unlike anything else on this flipping planet.
They're clearly some sort of alien creature that's come sliding out the inside of a crashed meteor from an alien planet.
Because what the flip has that evolved from? There's nothing else like that that's got 8 legs. Not in the water anyway. And it's nothing like a spider. It's just a mental looking thing. I actually went to this seafood restaurant once and this waiter came up to me and said, the special today is octopus, but it takes 4 hours to prepare. I said, why is that? He said, well, we cook it alive, but it keeps turning the gas off. There's something inside us that knows it's a thing.
Or perhaps we only know we're a thing because people have told us we are, and people told them that they're a thing.
However, what it all boils down to is that even if you don't exist, you are here now experiencing this brilliant video, aren't you? Or as Descartes said, I think therefore I am, which doesn't apply to everyone. Bloody sheep! To be honest with you, when I was researching this video, my head was fried. My brain went more gooey than the middle of a grilled cheese.
The videos on this subject that I watched were bloody infuriating, expecting me to know what scientific terms meant.
Do I look like the sort of guy who knows what scientific terms mean? But I pressed on, because I knew that if I could boil this idea down to a digestible McNugget, it would be useful and tasty for you. So you better bloody give this video a bloody like. Do it now!
Our lives could be little more than a fantasy or a dream. When you're dreaming, you don't very often question that you're in a dream. You take it as read because it's not going to be much of a dream if you realise it's a dream. The
purpose of dreams seems to be to get you to believe the images that are being conjured in front of you. I was actually rejected from my dream art school because I used the wrong pencil. It wasn't 2B. I told my therapist about 2 dreams I had last week. On Monday, I dreamed I was a wigwam. On Tuesday, I dreamed I was a giant teepee. He said, you have to try and relax. It looks like you're too tense.
Some people have peeked behind the curtain, so to speak.
By taking mind-altering substances like DMT or magic mushrooms, people seem to be able to see the nature of reality for what it really is, apparently.
And it would make sense for this reality to place these Easter eggs inside the game to allow the player to see the world outside the world.
I'm actually put off by doing DMT or ayahuasca, magic mushrooms, because knowing my luck, I'll be trapped in a room with James Corden for an eternity while he reads me his fudging memoirs or something.
Reality appears to follow certain rules, like gravity and physics and stuff.
A video game only renders itself in the part that your character is actually in to save memory, don't it? That's why sometimes in video games, the mountains in the horizon pop into existence. Christ, imagine watching this video on shrooms. Make your ears fall off. And I might be wrong on some of the science, because reading scientific papers was more painful than jumping off a trampoline into a load of barbed wire, like this idiot in America. However, I like to think of life as an MMORPG video game. What does that mean? It means massively multiplayer, online, role-playing video game. If you do accept that we're inside a simulation, the question still exists. Do you exist? I'm gonna have a bloody mental breakdown if I look at this any harder. So, do you exist? The answer is, I'm not sure. I think so. I don't know. As you can see, I'm clearly working at the edge of my intellectual powers on this one.
You could exist the same way a protagonist does in a video game, thinking they have free will when really you're being controlled by a higher power, a real player.
Hopefully the alien kid who's running this simulation downloads the Wormhole DLC before I die, so I can check out other alien planets and go and have a chat with some little alien fellas, find out what's been going on and that. Then when we collect enough XP points, as a human race, we get to unlock the other planet's DLC. But only one planet at a time. Mars first. We've already unlocked the moon. It's not very good. We get to unlock Mars next because of all the good XP points we got by adopting electric cars. So it's only fair that Elon goes first.
When I put my hand in front of my face, it goes all blurry and pixelated.
Like in a video game, when you get too close to something. Or it could just be that your eyes aren't good enough. I don't know, okay? This world and video games are already similar in the fact that pixels mirror atoms. Did you hear that joke about the two helium atoms? Hee hee. Awful. Awful joke. Here's your cheat code to life, by the way, to this video game that we call life. This is your prize for watching till the end. Now that you're panicking and having an existential crisis on the floor, I can see you. Don't worry, I had mine the other day. It doesn't really alter the way that we live our lives, because this is a human experience, playing a video game of a human.
Opting out or wishing it was different is like playing Grand Theft Auto, but wishing you were playing Angry Birds.
That's not the game you're playing. Stop complaining about the world or the video game because you're powerless to bloody alter it. Unless you're a god, which I doubt because I'm the only god round here. What, you want to fight about it?
What this allows you to do is live life reliably, pondering the nature of reality but not succumbing to it.
And just get on with living. Playing your role as a human being in this video game that we call life. And enjoy this ride as best you can. Oh, and watch this next.